What's up, guys? Nolan here, aka the press pass guy in game, in case you need to see some credentials. Over the weekend, BSG increased boss spawns pretty significantly, where right now you have about a 1 in 5 chance to see the boss that you're looking for in raid. This is actually pretty good timing, since I, as well as others, have a few ideas that we wanted to share with BSG as potential changes to the game, and we want to get some feedback on it first. I am looking for negatives. I want to know why, if these changes were made, why would it be bad for the game in particular? Be as specific as possible. Before we get to that part, though, I do want to make sure everybody understands the vibe that BSG are going for bosses. This is not supposed to be a common thing. BSG want bosses to be something special, and for sure not something that you can reliably farm. That being said, I am proposing something that in a way can make them a reliable farm, but will make much more sense realistically, and I think it fits into the lore and ecosystem much better. The first proposal that I have is, instead of a random system, which it is right now, where no matter what there is a percentage chance that a boss will be at one of their spawns any given raid, we add the ability to a limit, make them spawn. The way we could do this is by taunting them with an item, and depending on what that item is, there will be a system in place to earn it in a simple to manipulate way from the development side of things, such as crafting or quest rewards. And to be clear, with the manipulation there, this would be to balance that item. We don't want it to be too rare, while we don't want it to be too common. So for example, what if there was a quest line to learn about Gluhar and his gang? So you have to kill a bunch of scavs in certain locations, pick up some objects from around reserve, or something that tells you the story of who Gluhar is. Then at the end of it, you get a key to a locked room or something that has access to the alarm system on reserve, where you can then activate the alarm, whether it be the same usual alarm or something different, perhaps Gluhar's favorite song or something. Bit ridiculous there, but you get the point. Maybe it's something that you learned from that quest line about him before, and you can mock him about it or something. You get the point. It's bait. It's something to taunt him to come out. So when that starts, that spawns him in automatically if he hadn't already spawned that raid. Key point there being if he had not already spawned that raid, because then it still keeps the aspect of, if you didn't get there quick enough, then you missed out. You're gonna have to go again. Just for some extra ideas here, maybe for Killa it can be a bit dark. Maybe it involves Tagilla's hat, where if you kill Tagilla and loot his hat, you can bring the hat to interchange and place it somewhere. Then it makes Killa want to hunt you down for killing his brother. Maybe a single hat is a little bit too easy. Maybe make it 5 hats or something like that. I don't know. So let's say for Sanitar, he is working on crazy stims that need special equipment and materials to create. Maybe we hear word of a special stash that he's using, and we get a key to access it, where an alarm goes off and makes him come check it out. That can actually work for several bosses, because they'll have their own like hideaways or hidden stashes or something like that. And the same sort of thing could be done for all bosses, whether it be a quest line to get the item or a special craft. Either way, something that can be manipulated to balance it out the right way. My initial thought is that this can be a quest that unlocks alongside the quest to eliminate that boss for whatever trader that you need it for, and as part of the turn-in for that quest, that same trader asks for the object back that taunts that boss, so you can't continue to use it every raid. That is, if it isn't a craft. Although that is just an idea, and that would fall along the lines of keeping everything the same right now, but where we're all pulling our hair out trying to get these kills for the quests specifically, let's make it a little bit more reasonable while we need to do these for these quests. Because while this is happening, we obviously still want a bit of randomness involved with them spawning, so maybe it stays a low chance for these bosses to spawn anyway. Either way, I think this is much more interesting than just a random encounter chance at seeing this boss at a certain time in a certain place, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Second idea is a high spawn chance based on the time of day, where anything around that time, it is a very low spawn chance. We've had a lot of ideas around stuff like this, but so have BSG. BSG already have plenty of systems in place based on limited time for certain events, and it's probably already planned to have a variety of things like this happen on release. But if it isn't, I really hope it is planned somewhere. This setup would be very familiar to anybody that has done in-game events before, whether it be pre-wipe or special events. We get a message from Prapper or some other trader that they heard a certain boss is in town or something, and for the next hour or so, that boss spawns in 100% of the raids. If you don't think it should be 100, then give me some ideas of what you think it should be. But this could also be based on the global events BSG have discussed, where everyone takes part. Maybe if Tagilla gets killed 100,000 times, it spawns this event where Killa is really angry and starts to hunt everybody down until Killa kills 100,000 PMCs, or maybe 200,000 or 300,000, hell, maybe 1,000,000. I believe this should all be able to be tracked, but maybe it's a ridiculous idea. Maybe nobody else will like this. Again, give me your feedback. Personally, I think that would be a cool way of doing it. Then last but most certainly not least, a very good idea from Jesse Gazam that was discussed with Axel and Trey24K from a conversation they had on Saturday about the state of the game, where part of it was a discussion about how bosses work in-game and some possible changes to it. Their idea was to keep it to a chance spawn for bosses at the start, but make it split split based on time in raid. So at the very beginning of a raid, there would, let's say, be a 15% chance to have a boss spawn. Then at the 20 minutes left mark, there is a, let's say, 50% chance that the boss spawns. Maybe 50 is too high, but you get the point. It's a much better chance. This will incentivize all players, not just PMCs, but also scavs, staying later into the raid and gives you a damn good chance to get the boss and whatever they might have with them. This is also very good for player scavs and should incentivize player scavs hunting PMCs more often, since not only are they more likely to have good loot on them because they are there to kill the boss, but they also survived a whole raid. So they're going to have whatever extras that they have on them, on top of the fact there's a good chance that they are hurt or low on ammo, making them a much easier fight for scavs. This idea in general can be executed in a few different ways, where maybe the percentage chance goes up a certain percentage every few minutes up until the end of the raid. But personally, I think that the 20-minute mark is a very good spot. Generally speaking, depending on how slowly you're moving, it should only take between 4 to 7 minutes to cross whatever map there is in the game. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, depending on stims or if you're hurt, or if you're going from the absolute edge to the other absolute edge. So what the 20-minute mark gives you is time to not only find the boss, but fight them, loot them, maybe a bit of PvP if there's lots of people that stayed, and then get you to the exit. I really don't think it should happen any later than that, unless it's maps like Factory. I personally love this idea and would like to at least see it tested, but again, let me know what you guys think. I want to hear negatives specifically. You don't contribute anything by just saying that's dumb. Let's see some conversations and counter ideas so that we could all get the benefits of an improved game. But that's going to do it for now, guys. If you like this video, there's a button for that. Subscribe for more like it, or jump in the comments to join the conversation. Follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both linked below. Squad Sherpa program is up and running. Join the Discord and ask around to get involved. Check out my other channels for other games here. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.